Welcome to Spotlight Gulf Coast, a weekly showcase of people and events across South Mississippi. Sponsored by the IP Casino Resort and Spa, Mississippi Power Company, Gulf Sales and Supply, and Butch Osterlet Autoplex.
Hi everyone, this is Todd Trenchard, Executive Director of the Daigle Foundation of South Mississippi, welcoming you to another segment of Spotlight Gulf Coast right here on WXXV. Each week we're coming into your living room talking about what's going on all across South Mississippi, and we want to thank our sponsors for this generous opportunity. Today we have our good friend Dr. Donielle Daigle from the Women's Health Center, and Donielle, thank you so much for coming on.
Well, thank you for having me.
I know that we met a few weeks ago. I think it was at our model mixer, and we'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
And I think the first thing that I think somebody told me that you were a swimmer and gone to Vanderbilt. And
Yes, indeed.
as soon as I got your bio, I started reading it, and I was like, uh-oh, I may know her. And it comes to pass that we do know a lot of the same people, I guess, growing up in New Orleans. And let's talk about that. How you got here to the coast, and tell us a little bit about your, I guess, scholastic ongoings.
Okay. Well, I went to Ben Franklin High School in New Orleans, and then I went to Vanderbilt University on a swimming scholarship, actually. And my parents said, pick the best school you can go to with the best education. So that's what I did. And I went to Vanderbilt for 4 years, and then went to LSU in Shreveport for medical school. And actually was trying to get closer to home at that point, and went to Mobile and spent 2 years doing my residency in OBGYN. And their program was having a few problems, and so I went back to LSU in Shreveport, and again wanted to get closer to home. And my husband's family was in Baton Rouge, so we first went to Natchez, Mississippi, and practiced there for 5 years. My family's still in New Orleans, so we were still trying to get closer to them, and so we moved here. It will be 14 years ago.
And you started Premier Women's Health here on the coast
9 years ago.
9 years ago.
Dr. McKay and I opened Premier Women's Health 9 years ago.
Okay,
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that and how it's set up.
We're located on Seaway Road, and we set Premier Women's Health up, Dr. McKay and I, to be a premier experience, and that's kind of why we named it Premier Women's Health. We wanted women to feel like there was a place that they weren't just going to a sterile doctor's office, and we do get that comment a lot when they come into our office. They enjoy the decor, that it doesn't feel like they're in a sterile environment. And we wanted to make sure that we could take care of women for all stages of their lives. And we wanted to give them a special feeling when they came in of being taken care of one-on-one, and they weren't just a number.
Now, I know that we're going to talk about the fashion show a lot more. This is really stepping out of, I guess, the norm, but very excited. Anytime that we can get physicians to step out and do this, and, you know, I commend you for stepping up. And, of course, I know Cherry had a lot to do with that.
She did.
But and a little pride in here and there. But once you get into it, it sort of brings you and gives you another education into, you know, what this is all about. It's giving back into the community.
Yes,
and
indeed.
I know that I'm sure that if you've been here that long, you understand down here on the coast, that is a big part of, you know, taking care of those people, but also giving back.
For sure. We're both very excited about being offered the opportunity to model. At first, I said, this is really out of my comfort zone. I'm not the girl who goes and models clothes. I'm the girl who wears scrubs. But I'm excited. I was very excited when Lee Tracy is who I was matched up with, and they did a wonderful job of styling me, as they said. And so I'm excited to wear my outfit and model.
I think that it's also when you get out of that comfort zone, you go out and you meet others that are out of their comfort zone. And before you know it, I mean, you're starting to exchange little cards. And that's what we've been able to do for the past 20 years is, you know, bring people together, and they start, you know, knowing what each other does. And it's really a small community over here. You got to love it over here on the coast, you know, being from the big city of New Orleans, which is small compared to some of the other cities. But, you know, it is quite a change here.
It is. We my husband and I love it here, though. We love the water. We have 2 daughters that we've raised here as well. One that will be 15 and one that will be 18 this year. And my oldest said she's never leaving. This is her home, so she'll never leave. And I do enjoy getting to know new people. And so through this opportunity, I'm going to be able to meet different people and network, as you said, through through the modeling.
Now, the Women's Health Center, how many people do you have working there? And is that the only location there
Yes,
on Seawood?
we just have one location. Dr. McKay and I started it, like I said, 9 years ago. We have Cherry Graves that you're about to have on as well as one of our nurse practitioners, and Jill Brumfield is another nurse practitioner. Then we have an ultrasonographer, and then, of course, our back staff. We have 4 nurses and an ultrasonographer, like I said, and front desk and office manager. So just one location.
Tell us a little bit about what are some of the needs of women, like men. You certainly don't want to just take for granted that they're in. So there's, I guess, preventive procedures that are encouraged.
Right. We encourage everyone to come in once a year for just their annual exam. Currently, insurance companies are saying that pap smears aren't necessary, but every 3 years. But we ask people to come in once a year because there are things that would get overlooked. Possibly they have high blood pressure that we will pick up on, even though we are a women's clinic. An OBGYN clinic, we might find something else that's going on, or their blood sugar being high, or their glucose or their cholesterol, something else being high, as well as we take care of course, pregnant women. We take care of older women who are having different issues like hormone issues. We do hormone replacement therapy and bioidentical hormones. So like I said, we take care of women on all stages of their lives.
Now, I'm sure, having been in the medical field, even if it's 20 years, you've seen a lot of changes.
Yes.
I mean, it's a rapidly evolving field that, what was standard even 5 years ago
Yes.
is no longer even practiced.
Right.
Where do you see that? Has it astounded you or impressed you at how fast this is moving?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I just was having this conversation with my husband the other day. It's amazing to me that in my residency, we were doing, just for instance, a hysterectomy. We would only do hysterectomies either vaginally or abdominally. And the fact that now we started doing laparoscopic surgery and now robotic surgery, it's very, very rare that we even have to do an abdominal surgery on somebody just because of the robot and these small little incisions that have enabled us to do much more complicated surgeries that we couldn't have done in the past. So,
now, is there ongoing education in the medical field? Obviously, with all the changes, you have to keep up with the latest.
Oh, absolutely. You can go to training places where you can actually operate on with different instruments to learn how to use these instruments. We have continuing education for OBGYN that we have to read certain articles every year to get recertified.
Now, we're going to go to a commercial break. We're going to bring Cherry on, and then we're going to bring the two of y'all back together, and we're going to see who's more scared at what's going to transpire. But, again, I went over, I saw where your building was the other day, and it's such easy access. A lot of people don't know Seaway. They think it's
right.
just some of the big companies and stuff.
Correct.
But those are some nice little buildings back there. I know
Yes.
that you certainly want to talk a little bit more about that. But we're going to take a short commercial break. Again, we're going to be right back with Cherry Graves. So don't touch that remote. Welcome back, everyone. We're joined, of course, Amanda Ray and Cherry Graves. And ladies, thank y'all for coming on and doing this segment. I know Amanda's a natural. She's done this 4 or 5 times. Hey, this is it.
Yes.
This is your debut. And Cherry, I've known you for the past year, obviously as, the president of the Duchess Club. Yes. And I always remember just this always happy, smiling, sweet. I had no idea that you were a nurse practitioner. And, a lot of people may not be as familiar, with the term, but it's become a very important position in the medical field. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we are part of the medical team. We are nurses that go back and get a master's level degree. So 6 years of training. And we also do clinical hours to be able to be a provider that diagnoses and treats and writes prescriptions and assists physicians in their office or in the hospital to maybe make their life a little bit easier.
Right.
So we can treat the patient.
I know it's a very important position because, like you said, the medical field, the doctor is being so pulled in so many directions.
Absolutely.
And I've gotten to know my nurse practitioners after I had open heart. My cardiologist is always all over the place. So I'm actually visiting with her as much as I am him, and I feel very comfortable with that.
Absolutely.
I mean, she's very professional about that. I know that you've seen a lot of changes, like we were talking with Donielle, in the medical field over the last 20 years.
Yes, paper charting to now electronic medical record, and our access to all of the information. And patients' access to information. Patients are coming more, not just for the sterile environment and just an exam. They want more. They want to be treated mind, body, spirit, not just looked at as a disease type thing. So we have to know so much more. You're a lifelong student when you're in the medical field, always learning, listening to podcasts or reading books or going to getting your CMEs at a conference. But yes.
Okay. Now, Amanda, I remember we were sitting in the office and, we were talking about as this thing got off the ground and stuff, and you were talking that Cherry maybe was interested, but she also had a doctor who she worked with that might be interested. And before we know it, I think...
now we have 2 models and 2 TV guests on the show. It's perfect. I was so excited to have their involvement. Cherry's been such an asset to Duchess Club, so knowing her on a friendship level as well as professional level has been really great, and I'm just so excited to have them a part of the community and a part of the fashion show. She's been a part of it through previous years with Duchess, with helping and getting her hands dirty and being there all day and all evening trying to get the auction set up. So it's really great to see her in a different light, as well as Dr. Donielle. So we're very excited.
I know that, as the Duchess Club, and I've gotten to know them so well over the past 10 years, and as we partnered together and stuff, and you see a lot of people come through there, and you're one of those that just always stuck out. Always a smile, always just seemed to be in a great mood of, how has that been for you? To get involved with a service organization like Duchess Club. I just think with Duchess Clubs, every community should have a Duchess Club.
Right. Well, I feel like a life worth living is giving back. I mean, if we just go home into our homes and do nothing, I don't feel like that's a life worth living. And so life is short. Let's get out and do for others. And so Duchess Club has given me that opportunity to give back to the community, that my kids sit in classes with these kids that we're helping. And they play football with these kids and cheer along these kids. And so we do the doll and toy event every year that provides over 150 kids with Christmas that they would not have. Practical things that we get them, like sheets and socks and clothes, but also things that they've asked for, like games and toys. And so it's just really a neat, the Duchess Club was established in 1949. So we're almost to our 75th in like 2 years. Wow. And just a group of women in Ocean Springs giving back to the kids and family in need. So
I know that when I first met the Duchess Club women, and this is, again, a while back, they were having a little garage sale inside St. Paul. And we were looking for a way that how can we not do that as much, but still sustain what y'all were trying to do. And we came up, with y'all would be our workforce and the group that helped us put on the Jolly and now Renaissance Runway. And what it's blossomed into, it's of course made y'all a lot more familiar with your community. It's made us be able to put on events, and know that we have, women that are going to step up and do the job and, do it professionally and have a good time with it. But we've all become sort of a little family here.
Exactly.
And that's sort of neat to see that sort of all, and here now Amanda, the Duchess Club member, is now working with
I know. Even thinking about last year, it was my first doll and toy drive. It was amazing. I was just thinking back when we were standing in the building at the alternative school and just seeing all the work and all the time and these ladies that pull together and give these children a happy Christmas. It's truly amazing. And I feel honored to be a part of the Duchess and to have our friendship. And I'm so excited to see what the future holds with Duchess as well as Renaissance this year.
Absolutely. And our partnership with Daigle has just been tremendous. I mean, you allowing us to come in and help, but also being there for us.
Share with Todd, we were talking on the couch before the show, and she told me a little bit of history about how Gatlin's kind of crossed her path again with her coming into Renaissance. So share with that for us.
Yeah. So usually I'm behind the scenes at Renaissance, but this way I get to get on the stage. And the last last time I probably crossed paths with Wanda Gatlin was over 25 years ago, when my mom would bring me to the coast to her formal store and buy me my pageant dresses. And, she'd get me the perfect dress that I needed to wear for my pageants. And I thought, how neat. What just a full circle to come back and see Wanda 20-something years later on the runway, so to speak. Yeah.
And then 20 years from now, you'll be seeing somebody that saw you. So, that's what life is all about. We pass it on, and like those billboards say, pass it on. And, y'all both have certainly done that through the Duchess Club. I think the Duchess Club this year will have, close to 20 women that'll be volunteering to help put on this event. It's a very large event, but you couldn't put on an auction without it. Of course, you've got the ones that lead it, the biggest mouths in the world, like Joey.
Right?
So whoever's allowed us
Andrea,
Andrea, Joey, Angel. I mean, over the years, I've known, so many of these women. And as you're, I guess you do have leaders that step up each year, and you serve as president, for a year?
I did for a year. And so, it was a great opportunity. It stretched me a little bit being, a working mom. And, but I'm so fortunate for the opportunity. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about our community and the people I serve. And I'm fortunate I got to do it. Yep.
Well, now you've passed it on
to Meredith Monforton. So I think, she's going to do it. She's doing an amazing job. So
and you got Dr. Daigle coming on to model.
I've got Dr. Daigle.
We're going to take a little short commercial break here. We're going to come back and talk about the two of y'all, and we're going to. I'm not even sure what we'll talk about, but I'm sure it's going to roll. Appreciate you coming on that.
Thank you. I always enjoy it. Thanks, Sherry.
We're going to take a short commercial break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. And of course, we've got Dr. Daigle has rejoined us here. And, ladies, we're going to take off our medical hats here. We're going to talk a little bit about fashion shows. We're going to talk a little bit y'all's knowledge, because y'all have a lot more knowledge than I do. But I sort of want to talk about what it's been like. So when you first think about doing something, it scares you to death. But like anything else in life, once you start walking through it, hey, maybe I could. And, I want to touch on that, and I want to start with you, Dr. Daigle, because it is sort of out of, like you said, your comfort level, or something you're familiar with.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure you've taken some chances in life.
Yes, I have, but I'm not the person who likes to be on stage, let's say. And so Cherry came to me and said, I want to do this fashion show, and I want you to do it with me. And I was like, I don't really think so. Why don't you just do it? No, they want you to do it with me. They want you to do it with me. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. And then I started thinking, wait, I'm gonna have to walk out in front of all these people. How many people are gonna be there? No, I don't really think I want to do that. But it's been, like I said, it's been a great opportunity, and it was really fun, to go and get styled and to get out of my comfort zone of wearing scrubs or wearing gym shorts to my children's activities, and actually wear some really beautiful clothes. And I'm looking forward to it.
Well, and Cherry, I'm sure you had the almost exact same feeling,
Yes, a little nervous. I mean, I did, pageants and things growing up. So, it was fun to be on the stage. What girl doesn't want to get dressed up and look pretty and walk on the stage and feel good about herself? But now I'm 43, so it's a little different. I feel like the older you get, sometimes you get a little bit more of that social. I'm not sure I want to put myself out there, but it'll be fun. And that we're doing it together makes all the difference.
It definitely does. And we get a lot of couples that do that, where they do it together, and it makes it a lot easier. But I'm here to reassure you, it's not about the fashion show. It's about the community and how we can bring awareness to needs.
Right.
And so that's what we're really doing is, trying to help 11 nonprofits and the Duchess Club, Bagel McCarty, that help so many others, and raise money and awareness of those needs. And to do that, you put on fun events, bring people together, put together. I always say, well, you don't know how to put on, so what? We're going to do the best we can. And so this isn't going to be New York style runway. There may be some glitches, but we'll just keep going with it. And I think we were talking about, you get to meet others, and that's how you build a community. So, I'm just elated that we have a new group that has stepped up And I know once you do it, you're hooked. You've sort of seen it.
Yes, I have.
Or you wouldn't have probably stepped up to begin
No,
with.
no. It looks like a lot of fun. And I love how you bring all the boutiques together on the coast, over 15 of them together, local musicians that we all see out when we're out eating that are going to be there, Graham Ray. So it's just...
And that's what we want to do. We want to put on a lot of even smaller events. We're trying to come in more into Gulfport. And so we've set up an advisory board over here. And the monies we raise over in Gulfport, we want it to stay in Gulfport. Just like if we raise money in Ocean Springs, you want to keep it in that community, Pascagoula over there. Now let's talk about the boutiques. Who are you going to be, Lee Tracy?
Lee Tracy. Yes.
Okay, and they've been with us since the beginning.
Yeah, it was a wonderful experience. Cherry lives in Ocean Springs, although I live in Gulfport and we work in Gulfport. I guess that's why they paired us up with Lee Tracy, but they were absolutely wonderful. I went in and they had a couple of outfits picked out and they helped me pick out the one that they thought would be best. And I told them, I said, I'm glad you were picking out my clothes because I probably wouldn't have gone to that first, but I absolutely love it.
Right.
And just because, you know, you fall into your comfort zone of scrubs or gym clothes or what you wear to go out to dinner. And so it was a wonderful experience. They did a wonderful job.
And you're also...
I was excited when Terry sent the email that said Lee Tracy is going to be your boutique, because I feel like I'd love to represent them. I go in there to get gifts for kids' parties and adult parties, or to buy a top or a pair of jeans. Dana Rubenstein is amazing, who works over there and helping find the perfect gift. So helpful, always smiling. What can I do? So I feel like giving back to them a little bit and you know, walking their clothes on the runway. And
well, it's good. Like you said, we showcase what local businesses do, and you know, they'll usually you know, pick out something that maybe you'd like to buy or purchase, and we love to build sales that way. But again, they've been with us from the beginning. When we first started this, I was like, well, I'm finished, my career's over. And so they took a chance, and now, you know, they're one of the first ones. They come to everything we do, been very supportive of this and our foundation. And again, the sky's the limit of what we can come up with. I know what we're going to come up with because it's what I do, and I think we have some great ideas going forward. But if nobody steps up, it would have never gotten to this level. We've got 80 models this year. First year, if we could get 30, I mean, and you're seeing it to where you're almost having to limit, you know, the amount of participation. But it is going to be a fun event, and I think by doing this, you're going to show other professionals that they can do this. I've had casino heads that I would never do that. And hey, y'all know Anthony, you know, Del Vescovo, and he loves it. I mean, he's going to have fun with it, and that's what this is all about. Have fun for a good cause, get to meet each other, and, you know, we'll take the good and get rid of the bad. And as far as the clinic goes, you're going to be bringing, you said, your entire staff?
Yes.
Another great way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they're looking forward to it. We got 2 tables and told them whoever wants to come, and I think the majority of them are going to be there, and they're looking forward to it for sure.
Y'all are in a very unique position. I think you're the only other group that has 2 tables, except for the Scarlet Pearl, who has 2, even IP. So, no, that's a good thing.
Yes.
And I see this growing to where, you know, we're starting to see where there are, you know, the needs for a couple tables, but we'll put y'all close to each other so you're not too far.
Well, Cherry and I won't be there. We'll be on stage.
That's right. Y'all be backstage, and you know, again, we've got a great plan. We just don't know what it is yet. We got 10 days to figure it out, and we'll put Amanda on that. And,
Sounds good.
You know, this is where they tell me to sort of back away, leave it alone. But I can't thank y'all enough again for stepping up. If you had somebody that was watching the show right here, would you encourage them to step out of that comfort zone?
Oh, absolutely. It's been such a fun experience. It has been such a fun experience. And do it with some, you know, maybe even partner with somebody that you love, one of your good friends that you work with, you know, or your husband, your spouse. Or,
right. And I remember at the Model Mixer, y'all stayed and y'all were having a great time.
We always have a good time together.
Yeah, just getting out. I'm sure that you would encourage people to step up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like you said, to get involved in the community, we try to get involved in whatever nonprofit things we can get involved in, and go to things in the evenings to get to know more people and to give back to the community. Because like Cherry said, that's what life is all about, giving back and getting to know the people that you live around, for sure.
Appreciate y'all being a part of our family.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let us know how we can help you, and we look forward to, I guess it'll be next week, and you know, it's going to be an exciting time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
And we thank everybody for their support of the Baco McCarty Foundation. And until next time, this is Todd Trenchard saying so long and may God bless.